All right, today we're going to talk about the Munsell Soil Color Book. This is the version I have. You may see different versions, but this is the one that I currently use for my line of work. So, no pun intended. Let's dig in. Anyways, yeah, so these are your colors right here, your hues. If you look, they go from what it calls 5R all the way to white. You see it there. So these are your reds, then it goes more orange, then it goes yellows, and then you get really crazy and you get into the glaze, which is your purples, your blues, and your greens. We maybe talk about that in another video, but for now we're going to talk about how to read this sucker and how to write these colors out properly. So, for example, let's say we have a red soil. So we're going to be up here in this area, and then say we determine that we turn to this page right here, and we determine, oh wait, I think our soil kind of matches one of these colors. So then we look and we say, okay, our soil is looking kind of, kind of red, but a little bit more brown. Sorry, the lighting is not the greatest, but so we say it's this color. So then we know, okay, so our soil is 2.5 YR 5.4. Okay, and then what does the 5.4 come from? Well, if you look over here, this is your value. So value being how dark or how light your soil is. And then if you look down here, this is your chroma, how the intensity of your color. So we know that our soil is 2.5 YR 5.4. So how do you write that out? Well, if I had a notepad available, which I do, just have to dig it out. If I write this out, I need to write this out for something or for some reason. We'll say, okay, our color is 2.5 YR, and then we said it was 5.4. So we write it as 2.5 YR 5.4. So your hue, this is your hue. This is your value. And this is your chroma. So you have your hue, value, chroma. So 2.5 YR 5.4. That's how you write it out. So if we take our attention to this page, this kind of is a cheat sheet to help us with our color. So we said it was 5.4, so we're saying this soil is more of a reddish brown color. If you are looking at a soil, not sure, you know it's red, but you're not sure, and you find this page, you can look over here and be like, okay, my soil is kind of, say, oh, okay, it's real dark red. So then, dark red looks like the only really dark red color is 3.6. If you go over here and you take your soil piece and you compare it to this soil block, and you're like, oh, it matches. And there you go. It's your color is 2.5 YR 3.6. So that's a little cheat sheet if you need kind of an idea of what your color may be in terms of what to call it. And then from there, you can determine the color of your soil. So let's look at another color page. Let's say we have a real yellow soil this time. We go to 2.5 Y. Yes, my soil Munsell is a little dirty on these pages because these are the pages I use the most. 2.5 Y, 10 YR, and then 7.5 YR. And you can see they're quite used. And I should have cleaned it for the video, but it is what it is. So if you look at this page, say, okay, you look at this page, you determine your soil was 2.5 Y, and you see your soil is very yellow. So, you determined it was this color. So now we know your soil is 2.5 Y, 7.8. So then you would write it as 2.5 Y, 7.8, like that. So now we know that our soil is 2.5Y, 7.8. And we got that because we determined it was very yellow. You look over here, the color we had was 7.8. You see that they're determining it as pretty yellow as well. But also, if you're not sure, you can also look at this and be like, okay, I think my soil's kind of an olive yellow. It's yellow, but it's, got a little bit of brown to it. Then maybe it's a 6.6 or a 6.8. So we go over here and we look at that, like, okay, it's a little bit darker. Okay, matching the soil better, 6.8. So that's how you read a Munsell. There is some pages in the front of the book here. If you look, okay, well, this just talks about your Munsell color and the color book. And then if you'll get to eventually this page right here, talks about the structure of your soil. And then it gets to this page talking about the redox in your soil, which again, this may be a video for another time, but you can reference this page here if you're looking at redox in your soil and how intense it is within your soil. And yeah, that's it. Please leave any comments or questions below. This is my first video for this page, for this channel. Trying something new. So hope you liked the video. Hopefully you found it useful. If you think of anything else that may be helpful in the future, let me know down below, and subscribe to my channel. I would much appreciate it. Thank you.